Random Rockers again. In case you're coming off of my Random Rocks vid. And, but anyway, I'm talking about How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World. Third film, and the end-all be-all of this trilogy of films. And I'm going to tell you, no one is wrong. In the sense that, like the Apes films, the prequel Apes films, whatever we're gonna call them at this point. This, on top of that, are the best trilogy of films we've had, consistency in terms of consistency, for this entire decade of the 2010s, and the best we've probably had in a long time since it's clear the Hobbit stuff didn't work, and the recent, despite it, to me, being still, despite the mixed bag that this is, it's still personally a little better than the prequels. I mean, sure, he had a certain direction, but it took 2 films and the third and final one to do it. This one may have that issue, but wouldn't have if it wasn't such a, if the last Jedi didn't seem like didn't come off messy in places, and I feel bad for Rian Johnson on that. But anyway, as far as where this takes place, I guess a couple years or so, maybe after the fact, maybe a year or a couple years or so since the last movie, that's name I'm blanking on for some reason. With second film, well, I guess it's just How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'm trying to remember the other stuff, but this is the third film, and I definitely needed to make sure after what happened with Creed 2, not being able to see that for last year, make up for this one and make sure I seen all of them in theaters. I can say that myself. And hopefully, and if I did curse, I apologize. This is technically a kid's movie. But yeah, mostly the villain is great. The villain is, some people dog on the villain in this one. I sort of understand given the way the villain we had in the last film, that's name escapes me, was. In this one, it's enjoyable. I liked it a lot. I just went along for the ride because I've enjoyed this and I was expecting to enjoy this, and I did. I'm not going to say it's necessarily the film of the year, but it's definitely, depending on how many films I see, it's probably going to make within my year-end list for sure, regardless. And it's fun. Bernshall does fine. This one was more, so the villain was more a good opposing force, more for Hiccup than just the overall clan, and mostly him questioning his power because he was kind of thrusted into being chief because of what happened with his dad in the last film, which you do get to see. Gerard Butler still reprises his role as why am I blanking on the character's name? But him and Astrid, they're trying to work things out throughout. The main thing is them working things out about whether or not to get married or not. Which is becomes a small subplot, the more bigger main overall thing, which is a subplot that actually plays a bit of a plot part, works more as a main plot than the actual main plot, but that in a way the main plot plays a part in the subplot to where even though that subplot works better and you want more of that than what you get in the main plot, but still the main plot works pretty well and it's serviceable. And I really didn't, and he's a good enough villain against him, and he somehow does find a way to outsmart him every step he can, Hiccup and his plans, which I do love the armor they use. Just using the dragon scales and making armor out of them, and then just and his flame sword is awesome, and then being able to take some of the old, and then creating the one wings, which I'm guessing Hiccup helped make up a lot of that armor for all of them, my guess, since he helped create the wings for the tail in the first film for Toothless. And they kind of did a sparkle thing for the Light Fury that he falls for, which I don't blame him. And the best. That's one of the scene. It's in the trailer. It's one of the best scenes in the movie. Honestly, is and just the way Hiccup on the side, sort of on the sidelines, trying to help him being a wingman, trying to help your bro out, just to kind of, hook up, or something. It's something that any bro just relate to, I guess. So that was just funny. Just him trying to like do what he's got to do to kind of, do his foreplay. Just, which is, there's so much more to it, and it's funnier in the trailer. And the actual hidden world. It's basically the main plot of the story is that this one guy uses the Light Fury as a means to get to Toothless, who is apparently the alpha dragon in it for Berg, and is trying to basically kill all these Night Furies because they are responsible for killing his parents. Essentially, is what we come to find out in there. And the whole thing is just their mission throughout this entire thing is to find a new place to hang on for a while until they can find the hidden world. At the very least. So, where dragons and the like can no longer can coexist with one another and everything. And it all winds up working itself out, so... And the ending is what definitely helps and makes it all work out. And of course, they had to go, given it's sort of a kid's film, you got to go with a happier ending. And my nieces and nephew, it seems, I think, have been watching. I know they even watched the TV series that I guess is also on Netflix. So I know for sure I can recommend, like, if they've liked what they've already seen, they're gonna like this. They're going to actually enjoy them, especially given my nieces and some of the princess stuff. This will definitely hold them over until Frozen 2, which I don't even know if they've even seen that trailer. I'd like to show them that sometime. But the movie's great. This caps everything off. You could easily just binge the first two and go into this if you wanted. And I don't know if you really need to watch the TV shows. You can just go off of the movies and that's enough. The side characters do what they normally do. They do well. And I can't really say too much, especially one of them, that's the one twin, the chick twin, specifically, during a certain scene, is just hysterical. As well. That was great. I loved, it was, I'm not really spoiling too much, I don't think. I don't want to even call this a spoiler, so we're not going to even go into that. But overall, just go in and see this movie. See this. You're going to enjoy it. As far as I'm concerned, this movie rocks. Potential masterclass, maybe, but it's hard to really say, and it's hard for it to beat the first one. I almost kind of want to like the second one better because there was a lot more going on. But and it's more so Hiccup just kind of going through his thing and trying to, as being the chief of Berg, doing what he can to fill his father's shoes for what's best for his people, and them having to leave because of their whole thing with their lifestyle with the dragons, and it's attracted all the other Vikings that might be more of so their enemies, and so they had to do what they had to do to find a new place to move, and then what they got to do with that situation and solve it, and him figuring out about whether or not to help in helping get the Light Fury to join them, and also just a good life story, and just, when it comes to just trying to move on and moving forward in life kind of a thing. Trying to, stand out on your own, and pretty well trusting those, and in a way also trying to trust those that are around you, and in turn trusting your own inhibitions and stuff like that is what I guess is the best life lessons you can take out of this. And I think some kids might get something out of it. I don't know. I just hope they don't get the idea that they need to send their dogs or pets away or something. I don't know about what that. I just hope that don't go over the wrong way. But anyway, hopefully you get what I'm saying on that. Overall, like I said, this movie rocks. And what did you guys think of How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World? Leave a comment below, let me know. Rock that like button with thrust if you must. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. And I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be, which actually will be like 3 other albums, and it probably won't be till Wednesday. I'm still working on the Dream Theater, Bob Mould. Not going to be much to say, but what I'm going to say you might like. And, I'm trying to think what else I got here. Oh yeah, the Gary Clark Jr. record, which I need to really deep dive and try to do this one right, because my last review for the last album was So anyway, that's what's going on. May eventually see Fighting With My Family at some point. And at some point I'm going to wind up getting LASIK, so I may be out of commission for a little while, which is going to hurt for a lot of other albums. Oh yeah, a Black Album is going to come out from Weezer. And I might also try to talk Teal album on the side here and there, because I didn't talk about it when it kind of popped out, because I wanted to wait till Black Album, personally. And then also Demon Hunter out of record. Those, so you got like 5 other albums that I'm going to be cramming around here and there. So, again, take care, y'all.